and welcome again to DMA Podcast, brought to you by About the Voice. Of course, it's another episode, another chance for us to have this heart-to-heart discussions that we have here. I believe that you have been making steps or taking steps towards your goal or goals as a young person. I believe that you've been taking this, your personal development journey, seriously. I like to mention this at the start of every episode just to ginger you, in quote, or to remind you about the importance of really taking steps, as intentionality is one of my key principles or ideologies that I live by as a young person. And so today we're talking about something that is really amazing, or should I say something that I find really interesting, especially for someone like me, who is someone that is very time conscious, or that has a knowledge or an understanding of the time factor. And now that thing is the thing of purpose and passion. A lot of times you hear, don't do this as a young lady, or don't do this as a young man if you've not found your purpose, if you've not found your passion and all of that. But then I love my target audience. I believe that you all are young persons, or most of you are young persons listening to me. And so maybe you're in your teens or you are in your early 20s and all of that. One thing that I would like to let you know is this thing of purpose and passion. I want to say that it is not a hard and fast rule or something, because I have heard some young persons say, I cannot do this thing at this time. I cannot venture into this because I don't feel passionate about it. I don't want to do these things because I don't feel passionate about them. I don't feel like that is my purpose. I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is and all of that. And so there are just so many excuses. You give yourself a lot of reasons why you should not do this, why you shouldn't do that, because you feel like you need to have a certain level of connection, in quote. Purpose, passion kind of connection. You have to be passionate about something before you do it. But then I feel like that is a big lie, because you, as a young person growing, there is so much that has to be put in you to make you whole, in quote. Like there is so much that is involved in making you become someone or something. You might look at adults out there who appear to be making it big, or who appear to be organized and all of that, and you're like, okay, this person is actually doing what they're meant to be doing. This person has gotten it all figured out and all of that. But the truth is, even these people will tell you that they do not have life all figured out. And so if the people that you're looking up to are saying that they don't also have it all figured out, why do you think that you have to have everything figured out? Why do you think you have to be passionate, in quote, about something, or feel that something is your purpose before you get involved with it, For instance, you may see some people will be like, okay, I don't want to get involved with certain kind of conversations. I don't want to start this business because I don't feel connected to it. I don't feel passionate about it. Do you know that there are a lot of things that you learn through failing? Do you know there is something that is built, that gets built or developed in you when you try something and that it actually fails? Do you know the experiences you gain from that? Do you know the things that you learn because you decided to take a bold step? When you take a bold step, for instance, you're a young person. You should take risks, just like they say. Take risks. So do you know the experiences, the blessings that come to you as a result of doing these things, trying these things out? And of course, even being able to testify, live another day to say, okay, I did this at a particular time, and these were the things the challenges that I faced and all of that. These things are the things that contribute or that make up your story as a person. All right, so that I don't keep going around in circles, I'd like to give an example. Let's say, for instance, I know someone. I was like, okay, the way you're sitting like this, don't you feel like there is something you can be doing? Maybe starting a business or something. And he was like, I don't feel connected to that thing. I don't feel like it is my purpose. I don't feel passionate about it. And check, that person is still on that same particular spot up until now. What if he has decided that, okay, I'm not passionate about this business, or I'm not passionate about this thing, but I want to try it. You are a young person. There is nothing wrong with you trying. Also, just to bring or to drive the point home. For instance, as a young person, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to work with or work for people, or you want to be an employee in whatever size of firms that you imagine or envision for yourself, there is nothing wrong with you aching out time or making out time to listen to conversations that help to build your communication skills, that help to build your analytical skills, your problem solving skills. I mean, like generally getting involved with things or activities that help to build you. But then when you're seeing opportunities around, flying around, and you are like, oh, I'm not connected to this, I am not connected to that, I'm not passionate about this, I'm not passionate about that, you will sit down there and time will pass by you. There is so much that makes you the whole of who you are. And so if you sit down and you feel like it is just one particular thing that is going to make, people even say this, that it takes a village to train a child. It is not only what a child learns. Of course, they say charity begins from home, but it is not only what a child learns from home that makes that child. Even research talks about the different ways that our environment, our community, where we find ourselves, play a role in who we are or who we turn out to be as individuals in the future. So why not that in your own personal development? Why not that in your own life's journey and all of that? Why do you like to stay away from things that can build you, that can contribute to a part of you, because you feel like you are not passionate about it? You don't need to be passionate about learning to speak right or learning to speak well, for instance, before you start learning to speak well. You don't have to be passionate about learning how to do business because you don't feel passionate about business. At the end of the day, one way or the other, you will need that skill. You will need that knowledge. And so this is just for people who sit down somewhere and they are stuck because someone has told them somewhere that they have to be passionate about something for them to be committed to it. They have to be purposeful. You are a young person. There is nothing wrong with you trying out a lot of stuff, taking risks, being bold and everything, doing those things. And then even later you can say, okay, I tried this. This did not work. And then later you can actually sit down and say, okay, this is actually what I want to do. A lot of times is when you're doing those many things that you get to find out, okay, this is the exact thing that I feel that I should be doing. But if you are not doing anything because you feel like, oh, that purpose, that passion, that thing you're passionate about will drop on you at a particular moment, a euphoria, a moment, it will just drop on you and you'll be like, oh yes, I found my purpose. You're going to be very, very empty. So please do not buy that idea of, oh, you need to be passionate about something. You need to find your purpose. Your purpose is what you are doing. What is before you that you need to be doing right now. That is your purpose at that time. If adults that you feel like they are doing well can tell you that they are still figuring life out, what makes you think that you have to get to a particular point before you know that, oh, this is my purpose? Please go out there and make impact. Go out there and try stuff. And then along the line, you're going to see that thing that, of course, you are passionate about and all of that. And then there is a big part your spirituality plays in that also. Just like a lot of times, a lot of people will say it, that for you to know your purpose, you have to know your maker. Of course, you have to be connected with your God. But then your God is building you. He is molding you. There is a lot of things, a lot of opportunities He is bringing your way to, of course, finally bring you to that point He wants to bring you to. But then if you feel like there is just a particular point in time or a particular point in life where everything arrives at a point and you're like, yes, then I begin to make move, you're going to wake up someday and you're going to be regretting, because a lot of your mates would have been there building themselves, trying things, failing, learning what to do that is right and what not to do, what to do when they want to make a particular step next time and what not to do. They have a lot of those experiences. They have a lot of those things that has been building them, has been shaping them and all of that. And you are just going to be there being that person that only knows one thing or does not even know anything, or that has just been there sitting and wasting their time, and time has passed them because they are chasing that idea that they learned maybe you heard it from a 30-second clip from a particular message or from a particular motivational speaker. And the person says, you are not meant to be doing something except it is your purpose and your everything. What about all the other things that makes you who you are? For instance, if you want to bake a cake, it is not just a flour. The purpose of the cake, of what you want to make, of course, is to make a cake at the end of the day. Or whatever design, whatever shape that you've imagined or envisioned in your mind as a caterer or something. And then at the end of the day, you don't mix only flour. You have your sugar, you have your milk, you have your eggs, you have all of this stuff put together to make that cake to become something tasty. And so look at yourself as a young person. Are you just sitting there? You want to arrive at a cake, for instance. Let's just use this as a scenario. And all you are is just flour. You are not sourcing out. You are not looking for the things that would actually get you to that purpose, to that passion that you're looking for. And you are just flour. And imagine they bake just flour. Who would eat it? You cannot even call an ordinarily baked flour with only flour in it. You can't even call that a cake. So I would like you to take your life seriously as a young person. Take your life seriously. Start putting your hand in things. Start getting really serious about taking steps, and stop letting the 30-second audio that you heard from somewhere, or a 20-second video that you watched somewhere that you did not even listen to hear the full story. You don't let that to be the determinant of your life. You have to see yourself as a cake. Okay, this is who I am. These are the things that I am interested in now. Okay, you put energy in that. What are the things that you are not interested in, but that it is equally important to make you someone relevant in life? You get intentional about that and you begin to add those things to your life. And so that when you finally get to that euphoria moment, that purpose moment, that passion moment, you are not just left without anything to build on or work with. And so this is what I have come to say today. So please, let's watch what we listen to. Let's watch how we digest information and motivations. And so that you don't sit down. There's a particular quote that says, "Time and tide waits for no man." And I am a very, very big advocate of time. Make sure that you are not a young person, that you're just sitting and then you now become that 30-year-old adult or 40-year-old adult that has no experiences in life, that has nothing, that is just behind because you listened to a particular video that said, oh, you don't do this until you are passionate about it. Whatever business that you see that you can do right now that can make you money, do it. Try it. Fail at it. Fail at it. And then you know that, okay, I did this before in my life and I failed. Now that you are an adult that has no experiences, you are 18, you're 19, you're 20, you have no experience at all. You're just living life and just passing time. Nothing is building you. You are just flour that can never be baked into a cake. Because even if you are baked into a cake somehow, you would never taste good in the mouth. So please, you don't need to be passionate about something before you start doing it. Of course, it is good to learn what your purpose is. It's good to do things that you are passionate about. But then there are other things in life that you can start doing that you don't necessarily have to be passionate about. You don't need to be passionate about everything before you do them. And so this is where I'm going to be stopping today. If you love the conversations, do not forget to like. And do not forget to give this podcast a rating. It helps a lot. It goes a really long way. And then my WhatsApp contact is in the description. You can send me a message if you have questions or if you would like to be featured on the podcast, or if you have topics that you would like us to talk about. Also, you can also follow the podcast on Instagram at DMA_podcast_. And then if you have suggestions, questions and everything, you can send. And then my giveaway is still on. If you want to win, do have to answer the question from my last podcast, the last episode, that's episode 5. And then you can get to win. This is where I'll be wrapping it up today. Thank you for listening. Again, this podcast is brought to you by About the Voice. My name is Omomi, and I am saying that you are number one.